Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, it's still morning. I wanted to come on today just to share a little bit of my testimony. On Thursdays, I'm calling Thursdays Testimony Thursday. So if you have a testimony that you want to share, you can always share it on Thursday. I'm going to always post a post about and remind you that it's Testimony Thursday. So that if you do have a testimony you want to share, I would love for you to share it on my page so it can encourage and motivate other people. And I want to share a little bit of my testimony today from what happened to me on yesterday. So, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. So, I have a testimony to share. My God is so awesome, you guys. He is so awesome. He is so awesome. He is so awesome. He is so awesome. And I'm so thankful to be here today to share my testimony. But yesterday, I went in for an appointment. I had to do a biopsy. So, most of you guys probably already know I'm a breast cancer survivor, 5 years. Sometimes you have to go in and do biopsies, do labs, do tests, do scans. It's like a whole thing, a never-ending thing. But anyway, I had to go in to do a biopsy yesterday morning around 8:30 because it was some areas of concerns. I kind of talk about it more in detail in my last book I wrote, Become a Cancer Boss. Unlock the keys to boss cancer and not let it boss you. So I go into all the details about, how that kind of got started. But yesterday morning I had a biopsy. And so I went in to do a biopsy and an ultrasound. To be honest, I wasn't really even sure if I was going to do the biopsy or not, but I was definitely sure about doing the ultrasound. So where I go for treatment and follow up because I'm in survivorship is in Georgia, City of Hope, formerly known as the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, but now they changed their name to City of Hope. So I go there for my treatment. And so, all right, I go in for my biopsy, ultrasound, whatever. I'm not really sure I'm going to get it, but they check it out, and pretty much everything is still the same as it was last time when I got my PET scan. A few months ago, I got a PET scan, maybe about 2 months ago. But anyway, so everything is about the same. So they still want to do the biopsy. And I kind of decided, okay, fine. Let's just do the biopsy so we can get it over with. Because if not, I have to keep coming back, getting more ultrasounds, checking on the status and all this stuff. So I decided to just go ahead and do the biopsy, which the radiologist said that he will only take about 3 or 4 samples from it or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So they stick this long needle in and numb me up and everything. And so in the process, he does take 3. He takes 4. It's very painful, of course, if you've ever had one before. Then he persists to say, okay, I'm going to do a couple more, 1 more, 2 more. And then next thing you know, he's done 8 samples. Why he did so many, I'm not even sure. Don't even think that was needed or should have been done. But anyway, it was done. So they patched me up and everything like that. So I had one more appointment that day, maybe an hour after that, did that appointment. Um, didn't have any pain medicine with me. Probably should have gotten some, but I didn't. So then I go to check out of my hotel and head back to Birmingham. So this is probably around 11 a.m. that I leave the hotel and head back to Birmingham. So I get in my car, I head back to Birmingham. My pain is not really too bad. It's kind of like stinging a little bit, but I'm okay. I'm like, when I get home, I'll take some pain meds. When I get home, I'll be okay. So I just drive home, drive myself home. My leg is kind of really hurting a little bit after maybe an hour of being on the road. By the time I get close to Anniston, Alabama, I don't know if you guys know where that's at. People in Alabama, I'm sure you know where it is. Maybe a little bit before I got there, one of my kid's dad called and was like, "Hey, you need to stop and get some Tylenol and get you something to eat. Take something for it." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I'll stop. So I stopped in Anniston, went into Publix, grabbed me some Tylenol. I also grabbed me some dragon fruit because they had some yellow dragon fruit and I love that. And it's hard to kind of find these days. So I grabbed four of them because all they had was four. Grabbed those, checked out, went by Panera Bread, grabbed me a sandwich. So still in the parking lot, ate my sandwich, took my Tylenol, drunk some juice, some lemonade I got from there. And then I persisted to get on the highway, on the interstate. Driving down the interstate, seemed like soon after I got on the interstate, maybe within minutes, 1 to 3 minutes, I began to feel different and weird. So I noticed that I was beginning to feel really, really hot. Um, and then I began to feel nauseous. And then I kind of just feel like things were getting darker. And this was similar to me because I had the same feeling like 25 years ago when I was pregnant with my daughter Monique, and I knew I almost fainted then. So I kind of had the feeling, okay, this is not good. I feel like I'm gonna faint because everything is beginning to go dark. And I'm on the interstate on 65. Was that 65? No, that's 85. Okay, no, I'm on 85. Was it 20? I think it's 20. No, it's 20. So I was on Interstate 20 coming back to Birmingham, and then left Anderson. Things begin to get dark. So I begin to start praying, Lord, please help me get to the next exit. I didn't really know how far the next exit was, but I knew that I didn't feel safe getting off right there because it was very little on the side of the road. And during the week, the big old trucks, the 18-wheelers are like so busy. It's a lot of them during the week. And so I just was praying that I could make it to the next exit and get off. But I was also aware that if I didn't have a lot of time, of course, I was going to have to get off the exit. But I just prayed that I was able to make it off the exit. This process was kind of like lasted about 5 minutes to 7 minutes. It seemed like it was a long time. It was at least 5 times I thought I was going to have to get off on the side of the road. So I was just praying, please let me make it to my exit. So finally, I made it to the exit safely. I pulled over right away. By this time, things is getting really dark. So things are looking really bad. Like it's like really, really dark. So I couldn't barely see. So I think I need to let someone know where I am. So I think to call, my sister, and my kid's dad. I think to call them. They didn't answer. So then the next thing I know is like, okay, what can I do? And then I decided to call 911 because I'm like, I'm probably gonna need help. And then at this point, I decided to call 911 because I could barely see. So I was like, okay, well, I need to call them while I can still dial the number. So I called them. And then at this point, they were like, where are you? I didn't even know where I was. So I was like, I don't know. All I know is I just left Anderson, going towards Birmingham. Things are beginning to get really dark. I can barely see. So then they's like, well, what do you see around you? So I look up. I can barely see the sign. So I was able to read maybe two words off the sign. So I told them that. They were able to figure out where I was from that point and sent someone out to my car. So they was there within minutes. Like I would say within 3 to 4 minutes. The paramedics were there. So they was there and they ended up taking me in to the hospital, the ER. And I was in Talladega. This all happened yesterday. I was in Talladega, but after going from the ambulance to the ER, I'm beginning to, get my sight back. I was beginning to see better and feel a little bit better. I kind of, wasn't hot anymore and all of that. So we had to leave my car there. I'm on my way to the ER, trying to figure out what happened to me. And so basically lots of blood work, lots of tests, EKGs, I had to do a urinalysis or, pee in a cup or whatever. All of that. So 6 hours later, basically being at the hospital all day, all of my tests was great, except one of my lab works came back a little bit concerning of maybe a possible blood clot. And so I think the doctor said a normal number was 0.50 and mine was 0.55, which was a little bit concerned. So he wanted to do a CT scan of my brain, which I didn't even want to do a CT scan, but I went ahead and did it because, hey, I've been already poked on already enough that day. They have to poke me again to do an IV for the CT scan. Did that. It finally came back and my brain looks great. But I wanted to share this testimony because It could have been different. It could have been different. Um, I'm just so thankful that God was there for me. I'm so thankful that He heard my prayer. I'm so thankful that I was able to get off the interstate safely, not harm anyone, not harm myself, and to be here to share my story and my testimony. So, thank you very much for listening. And I hope this story, um, impact someone to maybe share their story or to take their health seriously, listen to your body and just know that God is real and He's good and He is there. Most of the time, I travel different places. I'm usually alone most of the time, but never really alone because God is always with me. So I'm thankful. Thank you, Jesus, for saving me again. Thank you for loving me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Testimony Thursday, and I would love to hear your testimony too. Bye.